Yes, I have a question concerning the three kinships.
Yes.
What do we consider the three kinship being completed? When the third king is a king active, or after he passes away to the fourth king? Is there something clear about when it comes?
No, I think we've talked about this in terms of, because of the failure of the Han Mother, the mission of true parents has to be completed now in 3 generations. The promise of the completed true parents will come in the 3rd generation. Just like the promise of the nation of Israel was given to Abraham, but it had to wait through Isaac and then to Jacob for the actual nation to be given. You see what I'm saying? But the promise was given before. Father fulfilled as Adam his perfect responsibility. It was a Han Mother that was supposed to offer the dove and cut it in half, which is herself, but she didn't do it. And so that providence then get extended to the Isaac and Jacob generation. We're in the Isaac generation, so that is, everything else was taken. As the dove was not cut, the raven swooped down and stole the offering. In the same way, because Han Mother did not cut herself, away from Satan and completely bow down to Father's lineage and kingship, she then was taken by Satan. And so Father's inheritance was also taken by Satan. So the Isaac generation is the generation to get on the altar, just to be ready to, be sacrificed, to reclaim that which was lost. And the inheritance of the 3rd king will be when that's all brought back. And his reign, when his reign begins and the queen does what she has done symbolically in the prayer and on this sanctuary, but what she's preparing for now through all her training and everything to do it manifestly in history. And when she does that, then the mission of the final piece of the mission, which is the true mother position, will be fulfilled. We'll have an actual true mother, a true queen, who has stepped away from her narcissism and her own desire to want and control and power, and to throw that away to honor what the King of Kings desired. Even when his presence is not here, right? Yeah, so that was the real test. When Father was not here, that Mother had to act on her own faith and her own ability. In that test, she failed. But I am confident that when the 3rd king takes his throne, that that our queen, who will become the true mother for all humankind, she will be the true queen.
I have a second question. Yojinim and Hundinim are in the spiritual world, and they ascended as a filial sons of true parents, true father.
Yes, right.
And I would like to know how we can relate to them, or did you have experience with them, or?
Sure, Hungjinong actually really, they're let's say how much older? Maybe 20 years older than me. Hyojung is no, because he's almost. Let's see, he's almost 15, 17 years older than me, 18 years older than me. So there were different generations, but I remember I remember when I was very young, and Hung Jung was still around, he really used to take care of me a lot, and I have a lot of pictures. He did photography, so he took a lot of pictures of me because he thought it was so cute when I was a baby. And so I have all these, tons of pictures of when I was a baby that Hung Jung shot. And I remember he drove a Jeep that he drove around. But I can't remember too much about him. Kuk Jung knows a lot more because he got dice thrown at him by Hung Jung, and he got beat up by Hung Jung, So there's also the flip side of the reality of a person, So they kind of want to, deify him. But he's a young boy. He was a young boy too. He's playful and beats up his younger brothers and stuff like that, That's what Hung Jung did. And Hyojung too. I never really knew Hyojung so well. I just knew that he even though he had a lot of issues, he had loyalty to Father. That was definitely, everybody knew that. But again, we cannot be in the business of deifying you know, this another question. This was a similar question in I think a couple months ago. Somebody was asking about, you know, mother's mother or father's father, whatever, all these things. But really, those you know, we have to be careful of not deifying those people. You know, and understand that Christ is center, he is the head. And Father holds the unique position of our worship. You know, so it's very important for us to understand that. You know, but I mean, you know, Hung Jung and Ho Jung, both of them, I know, were of course very faithful sons to Father. I mean, even though they had personal issues, their love for Father was true. They didn't want to do evil against Father. You know. But again, I would, you know, caution people, don't deify them. You know, they're not supposed to be worshipped as mini gods or something. You know, there shouldn't be a pantheon. There's a living representative of true Father on earth, and there's a King of Kings. You know.